Welcome to Alchemy Avenue, where we transform in real time, trust the vibe, and grow on purpose. This isn't just a podcast, it's a movement, a reminder that you don't need fixing, just unlocking. Around here, we laugh, we build, we heal, and we elevate, all powered by that deep inner knowing that says, this is exactly where I'm meant to be. You were made for this version of you, so let's expand, let's enjoy it, and let's keep becoming who we already are. Tap in. This is Alchemy Avenue. Welcome back to another powerful episode. Let's get into it. Today, what we're going to unpack and co-create some different aspects and different thoughts on is, why am I still worried? I've been noticing a few things this last couple weeks. Small shifts been happening, like little challenges or some challenges like at work. Things happen unexpectedly and some new situations may pop up. And for a moment, my mind still reacts in a worry, not necessarily a full blown worry, but I can still feel the programming of, oh, wow, this is happening. What am I going to do? Kind of thing. Or I could see the situation unraveling a little bit and I say, what if this does go left? So that feeling, that feeling you get, now I like to call it more calibration, but what I'm saying, what we're talking about today is that your mind can still be in a space where you, not necessarily, again, not a full blown like crash out as far as like you worrying, but you kind of anticipating. You're anticipating this, like you're anticipating to yourself, like what is going on or what is about to happen. Because again, you can see some of the different aspects of the situation not going the way you want them to, and then you're like, oh, if this happens, what am I going to do? So you have that slight tension, let's call it what it is, slight worry. But then something else keeps happening. This is the main reason why I want to kind of unpack this. Because again, a lot of topics come from just daily life and just different things that come up just with, things that go on with my life and then conversations with people as well. So the thing that keeps happening, the very thing that keeps happening is that it works out. It works out. Now it works out in the way that I initially wanted it to. It may have went around, a different route that I didn't think that it was going to. So a situation happens and then I'm thinking I have already planned for it to go this way, but then it doesn't go as smooth and it takes a couple detours, a couple speed bumps, but it still makes it to that resolution that I've already planned. So that's the thing that keeps happening. The very, very thing. And then so that, but then also too, other solutions present themselves and either I have options or a completely different solution, a different avenue just presents itself. And I'm like, wow, I did not expect that. So the situation corrects itself, support shows up. And then for me, I see all that as just clarity. Clarity comes again, and again. So I really had to, just doing meditation, just kind of ask myself like, yo, how many times does life have to work out before I stop expecting a collapse? Again, I'm not thinking a huge collapse because I don't think that way, but at some situations, because you're thinking like you didn't have any control of whatever challenge came. And now, but it still affects you directly. So now you have to put things in place or do whatever, but the solution, everything just comes and just irons itself out. Not saying that it's just, again, I think this is just me. I'm thinking I live in a reality or I live in a space where miracles and all that stuff happen on a regular for me. However, I don't want to be in like a dire situation all the time, which I'm not, but I don't want to have to be in those situations constantly for that situation to happen. I want to be in a space, at least in my mind and how I move and the decisions I make, that everything can just flow the way it needs to flow. Again, I'm not saying I'm avoiding challenges. As we're talking today, we can tell that's definitely not the case. However, but I just don't want to be someone that has to learn lessons in like that, the craziest ways. I'm good on that. I don't want to have to learn the lesson or get the insight to go through something traumatic, drama filled or messy or whatever. I don't want to do that. So this episode isn't about pretending challenges don't come. It's about trust where your life keeps consistently showing you. And I think that's the main part. What your life keeps consistently showing you. Because that'll really tell you where you're at. If you constantly have situations and they just seem to always flip upside down, it's the craziest kind of, challenge or situation. And you're like, wow, okay. And you feel stressed, you feel the anxiety or the calibrations, what I call it. So just think, what do I expect from life and what do I expect? To me, that's one way to see how you handle the situation, and two, what keeps showing up, because a lot of times that is really your focus, the way that things show up on you. So, and also too, one main thing, and I got to keep coming to this, because one thing you take your whole self with you everywhere you go. And one thing that happens a lot is that the body remembers the older realities or the way that things used to be. So this is very important, because your awareness may be your trust. It may be your trust, but your body remembers old realities, because those old realities may have led you to some trauma, led you to some situations, or led you to some places where you just constantly worrying. Again, if you've been that way since a kid, that's heavy programming. At least I know for me, just being in a space where you had to worry all the time and you had to have, responsibilities super early. And just being in that space, then you always got to try to think 20 steps ahead to better. And then if you can't, then you get yourself in a space where, I got to worry about this. No. Again, that's for me, at least, that's where I'm trying to be better. I'm a lot better. Yes. But still situations do show up sometimes and I get like, but then something always reminds me, remember, you're always taken care of. You're always taken care of. It may not look like you want it to look. However, each step you take, each opportunity, each connection, each situation always is there for you because you are taken care of. At least that's what the message is when I meditate, and everything that I get in reference to how I'm moving. And again, you want things to look a certain way, because we do live in this 3D space. We do live in our reality. However, what you focus on and what you put your attention to is how things keep showing up in a different kind of cycle. So your body remembers the stress, pressure, uncertainty, waiting for something to go wrong. So even when life starts improving, again, you gotta at least say to yourself, can I see the aspects of how my life's improving? Your system can still brace for the impact, and the impact may just be it working out. Again, sometimes worry isn't intuition. Sometimes it's not. It's really memory. And that changes how you see yourself, really, because now you realize you're not necessarily reacting to what's happening now. You may be reacting to what your nervous system learned to expect. So now you got to retrain your nervous system. Let your body know we're okay. We're okay. This is a new situation for us, and that's okay. We are good. We are definitely good. So, and trust is not blind positivity. It is not. I know sometimes people get in these spaces, the spiritual spaces, and it's all love, light, which is great. However, you still live a human life. You still are here to learn lessons, expand, and different things are going to happen regardless of who you are. Not saying you're going to go to the extreme of, the hardest situations. However, challenges are still going to present themselves. And how do you operate when everything is not perfect? And then how do you operate when some challenges do present themselves? And how do you move in that way? So, because this isn't, I don't want anyone to think this like the fake positivity and that kind of thing. So, and no one is saying, again, I gotta keep saying that, because some people will say, because I have been told this, and you just think too positive. Okay. And I just say, okay, I don't get offended by those situations or those comments. I really don't. So challenges still happen. Unexpected things still show up. Pressure still shows up at times. But here's the shift. Even when challenges happen, solutions keep appearing as well. That part we got to pay attention to. And I think a lot of times we're so problem oriented, or we're so look at this situation that happened, and then it's easy to be that way for one, programming and how you grown up and what you're being used to. Also two, it is easy to focus on that because now you get around other people that's all they focus on, and now you can trauma bond. So now you're going to tell me your problems, I'm going to tell you what my problem is. And not saying that you shouldn't have someone that you can or people that you can vent and talk to and just say exactly how you feel. However, is that are you coming from a space where you're trying to co-create more of that, or you're coming from a space where, okay, this did happen, but now what happened after the fact, or what solution showed up? That's how I like to focus on it. What solution showed up? I'm saying I don't want to talk about, man, this happened today, this was a crazy situation, but I like to put a stamp on the solution. Whatever happened, it came. The solution showed up as well. And that has been happening so much for me in really in the last 6 months. It's been happening so much. So trust isn't believing nothing happens. Trust is recognizing you keep making it through what does. That's mature trust, not fantasy, not denial, lived experiences. So the shift from control to cooperation, that part. This has been showing up heavy in my creative life, like really. So this podcast, like I said, I'm doing a book, the different projects that I've been doing lately, and just different ideas about how I want to move forward with some different things that I'm just planning. And what keeps coming to me was very, very, very simple. Move. Everything else will be provided. Like, seriously. Just move to the next step. Just move to the next step. We know you want to do this. We know you want to do this. And you don't necessarily see how everything else is going to show up, how everything else is going to work out. But each step, you keep getting the whatever you need for the next step. I keep getting it, and boom, I can just move forward. I can move forward. And also too, what I noticed that, and it's funny, I've been talking to several successful people, and it already kind of showed up in my life and showed me that not the less you do, but the fact that I don't want to be, or I don't want to just work and like be busy and grind. Some people may take offense to this, but when I kind of step back and kind of just pick what I wanted to do and focus on those things, like if there's 10 things that I want to do, instead of trying to put a little bit in all 10, maybe I only do 4 at this moment. And I put all my energy in those 4 things. And it's been, I'm telling you, the way I can focus, the way I can breathe throughout the situations, how really changed my perspective on how I view projects and how I want to do things. Again, I've been talking to, so I work at a high-end dealership. And I talk to CEOs, I talk to a lot of different people. And these are people that are very successful at what they do. However, what's been coming up in especially like the last month, when I kind of talk to them, they just been saying how they kind of condense their life
and the things that they don't have to do because they thought they had to try to do everything. And then had a team so busy. And I'm telling you, this is a lot of people that we just having regular conversation, and it comes up in a different way, but it's still the same message, is that I've been focusing on just these few things at this moment. We'll get those done, do those very, very well, and then move on to the next. Even if I got a forecast, or even if I say, again, the same example, if I've got 10 things, I'm focusing on the 4, but I know 5 and 6 need to get done at some point as well. I'll go ahead and get those planned and get those moving with my team. And then those other 2 things, I just keep but I don't try to do every single thing. And that's been coming up a lot when I talk to like business owners and people that do different things. Just been saying, I just had to slow down just for one, clarity. And that clarity has been coming up a lot when we have these conversations. And I'm like, I told them, it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense because you want, instead of grinding and not saying they're not working hard and not grinding at those 4 things, but trying to do all 10 of those things, grinding and doing everything else you want to do, you can burn yourself out. And that's the thing that's been coming up a lot. So that move and everything else will be provided. That hit me deep because I realized I've been wanting full clarity before movement. I have, especially when, at least for me, been doing new situations and being, in new spaces. Then you like, well, I should be able to, I need to know, at least the next 3 steps just because I've never been in this space. And sometimes that happens for people, and that's great. But for me, it's just, again, move and everything will be provided is the clear. That's clear to me. May not be clear to somebody else, but for me, that's super, super clear. So clarity doesn't always arrive before movement. Sometimes movement reveals the clarity, and that's exactly where I'm at. Like, seriously. A lot of people want the entire staircase before taking that one step, but life often works differently. You take the step, then the next piece appears, then the next, and so on. So being sensitive enough to notice the type of support that you've been getting throughout every situation. Again, especially when you're in a space where now your mind sees things different, your perception of life and your life is a lot different and more, joyful, more blissful. Again, we're not denying that things don't happen, but overall, you still know. You don't believe, you just know that everything is going to work out for you. You're really sensitive on how you view, especially when you play it back, when you look and say, this happened, or these things happen. And wow, it all still worked out. I still got the solution. I still got what I needed to figure out whatever situation that it was. So a lot of people track problems consistently, but never track the support. What support have you been getting? And some people say, well, I don't have any support. To me, we always have support. To me, I believe we always got support. We're just looking for it in the wrong places. Support may be, okay, I need X amount of money to pay my rent. Okay, cool. You can't ask nobody. You don't have nobody you can ask. You can't work any more overtime. You can't do anything. What do you do then? Okay. Now you figure out, okay, is there someone that I can ask if I need to that I haven't thought about? Or do I need to call my place to say, hey, I need more time? Or anything. You just start thinking for other different solutions. That's support. Because if you truly believe you are supported and you truly believe that you are guided and always, helped in any situation, no matter what your belief system is, because whatever belief system you have, you believe that there is a God, there is gods, there is source, universe, whatever you want to. If you truly believe that presence always got you, then move like it always got you. So it may be that you need to have a conversation and give you more time, and then other things start falling in place. But if you just expect that every time, expect it. Again, it is hard because you're living in your reality, and it's this, you need this to continue to support you, because it may not be just you, it may be you and some kids. You got a whole infrastructure that you need support with. Again, if you still believe that whatever it is has you and got you, then this should be just another situation where they're going to show up and help you with everything that's going on. It's another, and I say another because you have made it. You have made it through 100% of all the other things. This is no different, no different at all. So you will notice situations resolving, unexpected opportunities, perfect timing, conversations aligning, and solutions appearing. Not perfectly, and I mean, it could be magical to you. Seriously, it could be. You could man, that's powerful. That's powerful. You could say that. But no matter what you call it, it's still consistent. It's still consistent. Once you choose, again, if you say nothing ever works out for me, I don't know why, I got to go through this. If you got that kind of mindset, then you're not going to be able to see it. You're just not. You're not. And not saying you're bring the challenges on. You're not saying that either. However, if you just living, being your authentic self and moving with clarity and precision, again, you're going to be able to see, okay, I'm telling you this, to me, at least to me, it puts me in a different kind of vantage point. And also, too, I ask, and there's other situations that I ask, hey, I got clarity on this, or I'm hearing information about this. Why aren't I getting information about this? Whatever situation that is, insert that situation. And what I get told is that, at least from when I meditate and do the things I do, is that, that part's already worked out. It's funny. It's funny. It's very funny. And I just, okay. So the more aware I become, the more I realize life had been helping me the whole time. That's what you start to realize. And once you start noticing that, your relationship with uncertainty changes. Expectation without delusion. Now, this part matters because I'm not saying ignore reality, no responsibility, pretend everything is easy. I'm saying stop emotionally living in disaster when your life keeps showing you expansion. Stop living in disaster when your life keeps showing you expansion. At some point, expect things to work out, because more logically than anything, it's just the very next step. So it's supposed to work out. That's how I think. So I'm not even surprised when certain things work out, because it just was supposed to. It just was supposed to. That's just how I mean. That's just how I see it. So that doesn't mean challenges disappear. It means your expectation changes. So you stop assuming. Every delay is failure. Every challenge is destruction. That part. Every challenge doesn't mean the whole building is going to collapse. Every unknown is danger. And instead of you being, hey, is this going to work out? I think this is going to work out. Things have consistently worked out more than your fear can admit. I say that again. Things have consistently worked out more than your fear can admit. Creative trust. Let's walk into that. So this really applies deeply to being creative and understanding, the things you like to do, especially when you don't have every piece figured out. So again, I got this podcast, got a book, and those are just creative ideas and different things that come to me. So you may not have the full map. I don't have a full map because I never published a book or did anything like that. Found a publisher that I want to go with, and I could have did Amazon. I could have did a few other different things, but I wanted to go somewhere where I don't have to at least for me, nickel and dime every aspect of what I want to do with the book. So that's, website, that is audiobook, that is marketing and all the other stuff, copyright stuff, and also doing the Library of Congress. Put it out there. Any book that you write or do anything like that, of course, get it copyright. Get it copywritten, and then also to register it through the Library of Congress. Just adds another stamp of just authenticity, and then that can give you just open doors for you in different ways. If you want to put your book in a library in your local area, or if you want to send it, send your book to other different libraries around the world, you're able to. That just helps with that. It definitely does help with giving you more clout with you as a creator and your published work. So just want to put that out there, because people have asked me, just about books or just different things that I just told them what I've done so far. So, and a lot of it they haven't thought about. So just want to put that out there. So you may not have the full map, but that doesn't mean you stop moving. You don't always get the full map. You get enough clarity for the next step. All right. And for many people, that's the uncomfortable part, because they think certainty must come first, but aligned paths usually unfold through movement. So again, let's make this all practical. Let's make it, because we all live real lives as well, as real as we all live real lives. So track what happens. Just track what happens. If you are going to say, I live in this reality, and it's real, it had happened this way. Okay, cool. Track it. Track every aspect of whatever that situation is, and just kind of break it down and just say to yourself, this happened, and just do like an evaluation of the situation, not just what you feared in the situation. So how often did things work out? What solutions appeared? What support showed up? So separate memory from reality. Ask this: is this the current truth or an old emotional conditioning? So before you feel fully ready, not reckless, but responsive. Okay? So move before you feel fully ready. Not recklessly, y'all, but responsibly. And you're like, well, how can you be responsible if you're moving before you're fully ready? Because what is fully ready? What is really fully ready? I don't think anyone that has had a new idea, a new concept, and walking into a new space, or had a challenge happen and then they had to still move and make a decision, that you are 100% ready at any of those moments. I just don't think that. But you still got to move. So build evidence-based trust. To me, that's one big thing. Build evidence-based trust in all the situations. So your trust shouldn't come from fantasy. It should come from lived experience. It should. And I don't say fantasy like you can't have imagination and envision that this situation, you wanted a situation to go a certain way. It has changed. Now you have to evolve your expectation for it. I'm not saying you shouldn't evolve your expectation, but not come from a space where it's just, again, everything can't be all love and light. It just can't be. It can't. And I say it can't be because you go through life experiences, but how you view it can still be a place of love and light. How you view whatever situation that's happened and allowing you to get to that next level and over that hump can be. So again, it should come from lived experience, because you have lots of evidence of things working out. So the real shift, you don't become peaceful because life becomes perfect. You become peaceful because you finally recognize you've been supported more than your fear allowed you to notice. And once you see that something changes, you stop gripping so tightly. You start demanding certainty before movement. You stop treating every unknown like a threat. That part. That part. Because your life has shown you enough times. Solutions come, clarity comes, support comes, direction comes. So not always instantly, but consistently. So maybe the next level of trust isn't learning how to stop challenges from happening. Maybe it's finally realized you've already proven yourself. You already proven it to yourself that you know how to move through it. So trusting what keeps proving itself. That's kind of the title. But ultimately, out of everything we just unpacked and we just kind of went through, ultimately is you. Is you. You are the key piece to how life's been moving for you. You are the key piece. And I think once we understand that, understand how pivotal, how important we are with how our life shows up and how we view ourselves, ultimately is how life is going to show up for us. So understanding how powerful we are and understanding that we have it all. We got it. We just got to unpack it, remember, and be in a space where we love ourselves no matter what. And then you can build and do anything from that foundation. So just remember, you want to connect 336-464-7881. Alchemy Avenue Alchemy Avenue 859 at Gmail, and all the social media handles besides TikTok is the Alchemy Avenue, and David Heck on Facebook. Light Code Prints. Holler if you need something, any kind of the prints back here, custom, 101 clarity, grounding, protection, expansion, and peace. You get digital and physical copies. So yes, holler at me for anything. So love yourself so you can love others. Ashe.